What if I told you your biggest dream could also become your darkest trap? You've seen the glossy reels about manifesting abundance, but have you seen the shadow that hides behind the sparkle? Somewhere between intention and manifestation lies a doorway few dare to open, and fewer still walk through. The universe is listening, but what if it's not answering the way you expect? You might think you're the creator of your reality, but what if you're also its victim? Today we dive into the hidden mechanics of manifestation, where quantum physics meets spirituality, and where the light you chase may cast a surprising shadow. The problem is not that we don't want to manifest good things, it's that we often skip the real terrain beneath. We buy into the idea, think it, feel it, believe it, and it will come. We see endless posts about vision boards, affirmations, raise your vibration, but something doesn't add up. You've done the work. You've visualized, you've felt the success. Yet somehow the result didn't show up, or it did, and it felt hollow. Why? Because behind manifestation lies a deeper reality, our unexamined shadows, our misalignments, our unconscious operating system. In today's world, we're told that we are the masters of our reality. And in many ways we are. Yet, if we're not conscious of how energy works, how quantum and spiritual forces interact, we become like children playing with fire. We set intentions, but we ignore the reactivity of the field. We think we're sending signals, but we aren't asking, what is the cost? What's the footprint? What are we actually aligning with? Quantum physics has taught us that the observer matters, the act of observation changes what is observed. Spiritual traditions have told us for millennia that our thoughts and feelings are seeds, and that what we sow we reap. Yet we rarely merge them. So we get a manifestation culture that's hype more than depth. We chase nice outcomes, but we don't look at the inner system. We want abundance, love, success, but what if our inner system is sabotaging that? What if the universe is saying yes, but we're not ready to receive? What if our definition of good is actually creating blockage? I remember a friend, let's call her Sarah. She had everything going for her, a loving partner, a thriving career, a home. She started studying manifestation, vision boards, affirmations, journaling. She felt elevated. Then one day the partner left unexpectedly. The career shifted. The home lost its luster. She was devastated. What she discovered later, the dream she'd been manifesting was someone else's dream filtered through her conditioning. She had aligned to the image of success, but not to her own soul's truth. She had skipped the inner, ground zero, of what it really meant to live that success. That misalignment opened the door to dark side manifestation, unintended consequences, backlash, collapse. Another story, I worked with a man named Marcus. He visualized fame, money, recognition. He got them. But he found himself empty, disconnected, drifting in relationships, eventually depressed. Why? Because the vibration he aligned with was not sustainable for him. He bypassed fear and shadow. He had skipped the messy work of integration. So the field responded, but the field is neutral, yes, to alignment, yes, to misalignment. And when the latter, we pay. The problem, then, is twofold. We don't understand quantum mechanics adequately for manifestation, and we don't honor the spiritual depths we must traverse. There's a gap between the intention and the embodiment. Between the thinking it and the being it. Between the quantum field of infinite possibilities and our dense human system that resists change. When we ignore that gap, we create a split. That split becomes the seed of the dark side, manifestation that backfires, collapse when success shows up, identity crisis, loss of meaning. And that, my friends, is the real problem we must shine the light on. What I discovered through years of study, experience, coaching, is that the dark side of manifestation is not a bug, it's part of the system. Meaning, if you follow the standard formula without the deeper work, you will bump into resistance. On one level, quantum physics holds that everything is possibility until observed. The moment you observe, you collapse the wave, a potential becomes real. In spirituality we say that, what you call into being you become attached to. So manifestation is not just about attracting, it's about becoming. Yet most skip the becoming. Here's the discovery: the quantum spiritual interplay that makes manifestation powerful also makes it delicate. You cannot simply wish for something without aligning the deeper layers. Let me unpack what I mean. Quantum field of possibilities. According to theory, the universe is more like a field of probabilities than fixed things. When we send an intention, we are interacting with that field. The field responds by shifting possibilities. But the collapse into this reality still depends on the observer and the vibration one holds. Consciousness and alignment. There is scientific and philosophical work that suggests consciousness might play a role in how reality emerges. Some theories, quantum mind, say consciousness isn't just a byproduct of brain activity but may relate to quantum processes. Meaning, your inner state matters, not just what you do. Spiritual system and integration. Here is where spirituality adds depth. It says, you are not only a transmitter of intentions, you are the channel. You must align your being. Meditation, shadow work, emotional healing become part of the manifestation process. What I discovered is that manifesting without integration is like building a castle on sand. The dark side revealed. The dark side manifests when you skip steps. You set intentions but you haven't cleared old patterns. You visualize success but you haven't healed your relationship with worth. You aim for abundance but you haven't addressed fear of receiving. You push for impact but you haven't tended to your internal alignment. Then the quantum spiritual field says yes, but you collapse into something you're not prepared to hold. The result: success becomes burden, dreams become shadows, manifestation becomes contraction. One vivid example: a woman named Emily manifested a large income in her business. Thrilled. But she started to feel isolated, unfulfilled, anxious. She realized she had not done the inner work of being worthy of that income. So the manifestation came, and so did subtle sabotage, illness, anxiety. Once she paused, shadow worked, grieved her old identity, and asked, what does abundance mean to me? Her system realigned and a new, sustainable flow began. Another, Jack wanted to manifest a life partner. He visualized perfect partner, location, house, life. He got it, but soon found conflicts, emotional disconnection, repeated patterns of abandonment. He discovered the partnership he manifested was mirroring his hidden abandonment wounds. The manifestation didn't fail, it fulfilled, but it revealed what he needed to heal. The discovery: manifestation can serve you, or it can mirror your unhealed self. So the key discovery is this: manifestation is not just about what you get, it's about who you become. If you get something and you're not the person to hold it, the energy will warp, twist, or even turn against you. The physics works. The spirit works. But the human system must be ready. That's the dance I discovered. Now that we see the problem and the discovery, let's dive into a clear method, a practical roadmap, that blends quantum physics plus spirituality plus embodiment so you can manifest with integrity and avoid the dark side. This method has 4 phases: setting, aligning, integrating, receiving. I'll walk you through each, with practical exercises. Phase 1, setting, clarify intention plus resonate frequency. Exercise: get a journal. For 10 minutes each day, write, what I truly want is, then follow with, why I want it, until you feel the why at a gut level, not just logical. Then, how will my life feel when I have it? Visualize with emotion. This aligns your intention to the quantum field of possibility. Research says clarity of intention helps collapse possibilities. Important: don't just visualize the outcome, visualize the being state, how you are when you have it. Phase 2, aligning, emotion plus frequency plus vibration. Here you shift your internal vibration to match the intention. Exercise: daily, for 5 to 10 minutes, close eyes, breathe deeply, and evoke the elevated emotion as if you already have it: joy, gratitude, love. Hold it for at least 60 seconds, you'll feel it physically. Then, let that emotion permeate your body. You are sending a signal to the quantum field. According to sources, when you feel it real, you strengthen the manifestation process. Also, notice any resistance, fear, doubt. Who am I to have this? Bring those into awareness. Phase 3, Integrating, Shadow Work plus Embodiment. This is often skipped but is critical. Ask, what must I become to receive this? Identify hidden beliefs or patterns. Exercise, write down any fear or belief that arises when you imagine your desire fulfilled. If I have this, I'll be alone. If I succeed, I'll lose friends, etc. For each, write a counter-statement. I am safe to succeed. I can be close and still independent. Then feel the body while reading them. Does the body nod or resist? Do body scanning and say, show me where this belief lives in my body. Breathe into it. Release it with exhale and imagine it dissolving. Phase 4, Receiving, Allowing plus Non-Attachment plus Action. Receiving is not passive. It's allowing. After you've set, aligned, integrated, you must release, non-attachment to how or when. Exercise, each day, take one inspired action step, small but meaningful, that moves you toward your desire. Then meditate for 5 minutes and say, I am open. I allow this good to come in. Trust the field. According to quantum spiritual principles, the field responds, sometimes in unexpected ways. Important, let go of controlling. Don't hinge your worth on outcome. Your worth is inherent, the manifestation is a bonus. Putting it all together. Morning, set intention and feel it. Midday, align, pause, breathe, embody emotion. Evening, integrate, shadow work journal. Daily action plus 5-minute receiving meditation. Over time, watch not only results but your inner state change. Notice how your identity evolves. That's the real transformation. Story for method. I worked with a client, Maria, who wanted to manifest a purpose-driven business. We followed the method. She clarified not just revenue but impact, freedom, joy. She aligned daily, integrating her fear of being in the spotlight, which she felt since childhood. She took daily inspired action, a short talk, Instagram lives. After 6 months, her business launched, income doubled, but more importantly she felt aligned, excited, alive. She said, it wasn't the business that changed, it was me. That is the method's promise, change inside reflects change outside. Now let's talk about transformation. The outcome not just in your outer world, but in your being, your identity, your vibration. When method meets persistence, you will experience expansion, clarity, alignment, but also shadows surfacing, which you now handle with maturity. That is the real transformation. Inner transformation. You stop being the old you striving and become the new you embodying. You feel a deeper connection to the quantum and spiritual field. Not just manifesting things but understanding you are co-creator. You shift from getting to being, from force to flow. You heal old patterns, release reactive behavior, embody authenticity. Outer transformation. Your manifestations reflect your inner shift, dream job, abundant income, healthy relationships, but with subtle difference, they feel supported, sustainable, aligned. The dark side flips. Instead of collapse you have stability, instead of backlash you have grace. You attract quality, you set healthy boundaries, you create from center not from lack. Story, transformation. There was a man, David, who followed the method. He wanted a high-level speaking career. Before, he visualized the stage, the audience, the accolades. He got booked, but he was terrified, blocked, his voice shook. He self-sabotaged. He realized the missing piece, his childhood fear of being seen. He integrated that fear, aligned his identity from being the boy hiding to the man sharing truth. 6 months later, the stage came again, but this time he commanded presence, spoke with authenticity, felt electric inside, connected deeply with audience. His outer transformation mirrored his inner evolution. The dark side addressed. When transformation is incomplete, the dark side still lurks. People complain, "I manifested but I lost myself. I got what I wanted but I'm miserable." That's because they manifested without transformation. Transformation is not optional, it is essential. The quantum spiritual field doesn't care whether it's good or bad, it mirrors alignment. If your alignment is shallow, the manifestation will be shallow. If your alignment is deep, manifestations will be rich, rooted, and will uplift rather than trap you. Practical tip for transformation. Maintain a check-in practice every week. Ask yourself, am I still aligned with the intention I set? Am I feeling the emotion I asked for? What resistance is showing up? What identity am I embodying now? Write it in your journal. Adjust your practice accordingly. The transformation is ongoing. It's not, once I manifest, I'm done. It's a continual unfolding. Finally, the mission. Why are you doing this? Why does manifestation matter beyond personal gain? When you understand the quantum spiritual interplay, you realize your mission cannot just be me, me, me. The bigger mission is to awaken your own consciousness and thereby contribute to a greater field of collective transformation. Mission Element 1: Raise consciousness. You are not just manifesting your version of success, you are becoming an example that rewires how reality works for others. Every time you embody alignment, you influence the quantum spiritual field around you. According to the principle of interconnectedness, as discussed in quantum spiritual literature, your state ripples out. Mission Element 2: Bring integrity to manifestation culture. There are many quick-fix, surface-level approaches to the law of attraction. Your mission is to bring depth, to show the shadow side, the integration work, the discipline, the authenticity. To say, yes, you can manifest, but you must be willing to transform. You're part of the change to mature manifestation culture. Mission Element 3: Serve others through your alignment. Once you embody the method and transformation, you're equipped to serve, either through mentoring, creating a business, art, community. The outer manifestation becomes vehicle for service. The mission is to co-create realities not just for self, but for others. Story for mission. I once coached a teacher, Lisa, who after her transformational journey decided to rebuild her teaching model. She taught kids not only academics, but consciousness, emotional intelligence, manifestation with integrity. Her students began to show more confidence, alignment, self-respect. Her business became mission-driven. Her manifestations were no longer for her alone, they were for her community. If you're watching this and you feel the stir inside, that this is more than just getting stuff, then you're ready. You're called into the mission. Ask yourself, what is my contribution? How will I use my manifestation not just for me, but for the planet? How will I hold the field of possibility and also the field of transformation? Then align daily, embody fully, act generously.